I guess I'm gonna take this time to go ahead and rant about Black Myth Wukong and all the lies that's been surrounding this game. And honestly, I'm just gonna rant about these types of games in general. One thing people have been saying is that Black Myth Wukong is not a Souls-like game. Now, I never played Elden Ring. I never played any of those other games because from all that I've heard about those games is that they are extremely difficult and extremely hard to beat. And I seen that firsthand. Like I saw some of the gameplay on these games and like people were dying constantly. Honestly, if it gets to the point where it's taking me 20, 30, 100 tries to beat a boss, then that's just ridiculous. That takes the fun out of the game. I don't know, they call these souls games. I don't know because they're soulless, because that's what it feels like. Like Black Myth Wukong, I remember when we first started seeing snippets and gameplay of this game years and years ago. I was thinking this was about to be an action adventure type game. No, this game is almost like a puzzle. These games feel like puzzles. There's nothing unique that you can really do or anything like that. It's a boss rush. You start the game off fighting a boss. Within the first 2 hours of the game, I swear to God, I have fought like 4 to 5 bosses already. Extremely hard, tough bosses, and it sucks because one of the main reasons why it sucks is that once you die, you have to go back to a respawn point, and depending on where you at, honestly, you might have to walk a minute, 2 minutes, try to get through other bosses and all this. The bosses respawn, so and the regular enemies respawn, so you're going through waves of enemies again just to try to get back to the boss who just whooped your ass within 3 hits. It took you more time to get to the boss than it took for the boss to fucking whoop you. And that shit is annoying. I fought this dude in the water, this snake boss. I fought him 10 times just to get through his first phase. I didn't even know that there was going to be a second phase. That's what I was like, this game really did trick people into believing it wasn't a Souls-like type game where bosses have 2 phases. It's not like your health replenishes or anything like that. So if you're been banging on this boss, fighting him, whooping his ass, finally get him down, and you're on your last little bit of health, there's a whole nother section where the boss gets full health, newer attacks, different attack patterns, and now you're just sitting there, last a bit of health. At that point, you just give up. Like you don't even try to beat him anymore. You just sit. You're like, what can I do? You know he's gonna hit you. You know you're gonna get hit again. You know that one hit is gonna just freaking finish you. So like that's one of the things I'm very very tired about these games. The combat is so freaking slow. I don't care what nobody says. This combat is slow. You have to, in order to do a heavy attack, you press triangle, and then that somehow sends a signal. It almost feels like a freaking dial-up connection to the controller. It sends a signal to the controller. Then the freaking monkey finally decides to do a stance and then finally flip his thing. So it takes about 5 to 8 seconds from the time you press in the heavy attack button to where the attack is actually used. It's very, very weird. It's actually pretty freaking annoying. I don't know how people find these types of games fun, but it's not fun. The last 2 bosses I beat, I was literally like within an inch of my life swinging, trying to kill them. I'm almost, honestly, I'm almost kind of like done with this game in a way. I spent $60 on this game just a few days ago, but I'm considering putting it down because not only are the bosses difficult, this game really has the worst mechanics when it comes to even trying to protect yourself and defend yourself. Like when did it become this thing in games to where you just roll out the way? When the hell did it become these things where these bosses can unleash the most powerful attacks where they can slam the ground and raise the whole ground and come at you from across the screen at 80 miles per hour with a 75-foot long sword, swinging it like this, and the only thing you can do is jump out of the way, roll out of the way. try to dodge at the last minute. What happened to the parry system? Why doesn't this game have a parry system? I'm a few hours in, like this game is getting so boring to me right now. I don't I'm trying to explore, I'm trying to level up, trying to get stronger. But how is that possible when you go from one tough boss, you walk a few steps, you fight a few regular enemies, and you get another tough boss? That's all. Like most of the time I've been playing on this game has been spent on beating bosses. It's I never understood this. Like when did the game industry flip over to well these types of games where people are trying to claim this is not a Souls like game, but this is exactly a Souls like game. When did the game industry switch over to you just button mashing, bullet sponging, hit soaking these bosses? They take so long to kill. It almost feel like you don't even feel powerful fighting them. You feel so weak. God of War, when you fought bosses, even if you got whooped by a boss, you felt powerful fighting him. The boss maybe was just more powerful. You don't feel powerful at all. You almost feel like a peasant going up against a god when you fight these bosses. And I know some people say, get good. You just need to play better. Fuck that. I'm not bad at the game. Like, I'm not bad at the game. I can play the game. I'm good at it. It's just that it's freaking stupid. And I don't and honestly, as someone who's become a casual gamer like me, to be honest, I'm playing games less and less as I get older. So I don't really spend a whole bunch of time on the game. So me sitting down playing a game for 2 hours straight is, you know, that's pretty good. I can't play a game for over 2 hours straight now. And so when you think about people like me that get off of work or are getting a little bit older, don't play games like that, but they still want to experience, playing a game. And then you buy a game like this, and then it's just stressful to beat when you put it down to the point where you don't want to come back to it because it's just so difficult and time consuming. Like that's not fun. It's not fun to fight a boss. And the fun about it, and it's not like games haven't had hard bosses before. But see, the thing about it is you kind of knew things that you were kind of messing up on. He's like, okay, I didn't do this right. I didn't do this right. I didn't do this right. Not with these games. It's not too much you can do wrong. Like if your roll, you only can roll so freaking far. You can only dodge so far. Like when the damn boss jumps on the entire screen and just decides to slam his body down on the entire screen, like you can only roll out of the way so far. Sometimes it's not nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just how the game is designed. And that right there is what's so annoying about it. That's why I'm not having a good time with this game. Like, why did y'all make the game so fucking difficult? Y'all could have made this game way easier. I don't give a damn what nobody say, and I know it's people out there that agree with me. This game is just damn difficult. It's exactly like they describe these Elden Ring games, how I have seen them being played, the frustration that people get. It don't make no sense. Our character is so weak in comparison to the people that we fight. It really don't make no sense. I would never, ever, ever play a game or buy another game like this again. Seriously, I won't. Seriously, I'm gonna look at the reviews. I'm gonna look at the reviews. If there's not a block button or anything like that, I'm not playing the game. Like, let me parry. I like the idea of parrying. I like the idea of their boss swinging a sword at you and you blocking it with your staff or you blocking it with your sword or anything like that. And you getting rewarded for a perfect parry or anything like that. Not just like how fun is it to just roll out the way? Like that's not fun. That is not fun. Your only way of evading an attack by a boss is just rolling out the way. It doesn't even look, aesthetically appealing for real. So yeah, I feel like the ball was dropped with this game. The ball was dropped with a lot of games, and yeah, maybe they should just go back to, and I don't care what nobody say. Give us difficulty settings again on these types of games. If people want to play hard games and take 80 hours to beat them, and you fight 80 bosses, and you barely have a chance to level up your game because you fighting so many bosses in between, and then that's them. But for the casual gamers, can y'all please give us difficulty settings again or something? Sometimes people just want to enjoy the game. We don't want to treat a game like a chore, like another job. Especially the people that come back, get off of work, and then come to game. They don't want to treat gaming like another job, and that's what it's been feeling like lately. Especially with these Souls type game, especially now with Black Myth Wukong. So I myself am over it. I don't really want to play it, anymore. I'm on this bear, and I've been kind of doing good with him, but after dying like 6 times, it's just getting a little discouraging. And I know I can beat him because I've beaten all the other bosses up to this point, so I have been winning. I don't think I've died more than 20 times on a boss. Like less than 20 times, I've been able to pretty much beat the bosses on an average. So I don't think it's a thing of me just not being good. It's just it's the margin for error is so low. You miss we miss one attack. His one attack might not have that much damage taken, but this attack might take away all your health. And then you're pressing L1 to try to refill your health, and then the monkey takes forever to freaking refill the health. You know, there's no pickups throughout the thing. I don't know when these games decided to become such a chore to play. Like I don't know these games want to have such a skill gap and an ability curve to play their games to really enjoy their games. It's like if you can't appeal to the average consumer, you're not going to be that successful. And I'm not saying that as if this game hasn't been successful, but I'm also realizing that this game, especially the way it's been marketed to people like me, it's just been a lot of hype from what they shown all these years ago. And I think hype, for one, is like really, really ruining video games. And yeah, so I'm not really a fan of Black Myth Wukong right now. I don't think there's I don't think it's gonna get easier as I play it. I mean, I might get stronger, so it may get easier, but I think I'm done with the game. So yeah, never play another game like this again, and that's it.